welcome back to my channel, Editing Mindset. High in the mountains, there was a deep, clear well. It was home to a kingdom of frogs, ruled by a proud and powerful king. For years, he ruled with an iron fist. But eventually, his own relatives, his cousins and uncles, began to mock him. They defied his orders, undermined his authority, and grew so bold that they treated him like a servant in his own palace. The king's heart burned with rage. "I am the ruler here," he croaked. "They will pay for their insults. I will find a way to destroy them all." One afternoon, the king climbed out of the well and noticed a hole in the ground nearby. Inside, he saw the flickering tongue of a massive old cobra. Every frog knows that a snake means death, but the king was so consumed by hatred that he felt no fear. He stood at the edge of the hole and called out, "Greetings, King of Serpents. I have a business proposal for you." The cobra was puzzled. Frogs usually fled from him, not toward him. He slithered out, his golden scales shimmering. "A frog offering me a deal," the snake hissed. "Why shouldn't I simply eat you right now?" "Because," the king replied, "I can offer you a feast that will last for months. My relatives have betrayed me. Come to my well and eat them, and in return, I'll see that you have a safe home and plenty of food. You get shelter, and I get my revenge." The cobra considered this. He was getting old, and hunting had become difficult. This sounded like a meal delivery service. "Very well," the cobra said, "but how do I get into a deep well without drowning? And how will I know which frogs to eat and which to spare?" "There's a small ledge near the waterline where you can stay dry," the king explained. "And I'll personally point out my enemies. But you must promise to eat only the ones I show you." The snake smiled, baring his long fangs. "It's a deal." The king led the cobra into the well. One by one, he pointed out his cousins and uncles, and the cobra struck, eliminating each enemy in turn. Within a week, the well had gone silent. All the king's rivals were gone. He felt powerful again. Victorious, but there was a problem. The cobra was still hungry. "My friend," the snake hissed, his voice echoing off the stone walls, "I've finished off your enemies, but a guest must be fed. What shall I eat today?" A cold dread settled over the king. "The deal is finished," he said. "You've eaten the traitors. You can leave now." The cobra laughed, a dry, rasping sound. "Leave? Why would I leave such a paradise? If you don't feed me, I'll start on your friends, or perhaps your children." Terrified, the king sacrificed one of his loyal ministers, then a friend, then his own son. He had traded his enemies for a monster that was now devouring his entire life. One morning, the king realized he was the only frog left in the well. He looked up at the small circle of sky far above and understood, with sudden clarity, that his guest was simply waiting for him to come close enough for the final strike. "Wait!" the king cried out. "Let me go to the pond nearby. I'll lure a dozen fresh frogs back here for you. Just give me an hour." Greedy and impatient, the cobra agreed. "Go quickly," he hissed. "I am starving." The king climbed out of the well, his heart pounding. But he didn't go to the pond. He hopped as fast and as far as he could into the deep forest and never looked back. Back at the well, the cobra waited. He waited for hours. He waited for days. But the king never returned. Trapped in the well with no way out and no food, the cobra eventually grew weak and died of starvation. But not before he had wiped out an entire kingdom. In life, we often encounter people who frustrate us, treat us unfairly, or make us feel small. The urge to get even can be powerful. But, as the Frog King learned, revenge is a double-edged sword. He thought he was being clever by using the snake to solve his problems, never realizing that inviting a predator into his world would create a far greater threat than the one he started with. He destroyed his enemies, but in the process, he lost his family, his kingdom, and his peace of mind. True power doesn't come from destroying your enemies. It comes from having the wisdom to handle conflict without losing yourself in the process. Build your kingdom on integrity, not on secret pacts with snakes.